Hello students, welcome back. In the last session we have discussed about different widgets and frames in HTML, XHTML. With that we are at the end of the XHTML. In today's session we will start with a new topic, that is CSS. CSS it stands for Cascading Style Sheet. It is a style sheet language used to describe the presentation of XHTML presentation of document written in HTML or XML. Presentation here includes the look of a document when it is displayed on the browser, like the font style or a font color or a background color which is used for a document. All those presentation things can be controlled by using the CSS language. CSS describes how these elements should rendered on the screen when they are displayed. CSS is among the core languages of the open web and is standardized across web browsers according to the W3 specifications. So, this is a standardized style sheet language which is used by different web browsers. There are different versions of CSS available, like CSS1, CSS2, CSS3 and CSS4, and CSS4 it is not an official version yet, but CSS1, 2 and 3, these are the official versions of cascading style sheets. Okay, so we will discuss about cascading style sheet and how cascading style sheet can be applied to the HTML or XHTML document. So let's start. The CSS1 specifications was developed in 1996. So the first CSS specifications were developed in the year 1996. CSS2 was released in the year 1998. So in 1998 we had CSS2, and while writing this book, the CSS3 is on its way, but today we have even CSS4, but which is not an official version. CSS, as I have said, provides the means to control and change presentation of HTML document, that is the look of a document. CSS is not technically HTML. See, CSS, it is not an HTML, but we can embed CSS in HTML document. It can be embedded in the HTML document. We can add CSS code inside the HTML document. Style sheets allow you to impose a standard style on a whole document or even a whole collection of documents. So using style sheets, we can apply a standard style to the complete document or even a set of documents. Style is specified for a tag by the values of its properties. So while specifying the style, we use property names and values. Okay, there are three different levels of style sheets. So this is important. So three different levels of style sheets are inline, document and external style sheet. So style sheet can be applied in three different ways, that is by using an inline style sheet or a document level style sheet or an external style sheet. In case of inline style sheet, specified for a specific occurrence of a tag and apply only to that tag. Inline style sheets are applied to a particular tag. HTML contains tags. If you want to apply any color or any other formatting details, you can apply to a particular tag by using inline style sheet. This is a fine grained style which defeats the purpose of style sheet, that is uniform style. So, this type of style sheet defeats the purpose of the style sheet itself. The purpose of style sheet, it is uniform style across the multiple documents, but if we are applying a style to a particular tag, then it will not be uniform across the documents. Then we have a next level of style sheet, that is document level style sheet. This is applied to a whole document in which they appear. Document level style sheets are applied to the complete XHTML or HTML document where you declare the CSS code. Then we have external style sheet. External style sheet can be applied to any number of documents. If you have an external style sheet, that can be used to apply multiple XHTML or HTML documents. So, these are three different levels of style sheet: inline, applied to a single tag; document level, which is applied to a complete page or complete document; external, which is applied to any number of documents. Okay. And it is possible to use more than one type of style sheet in a same document. In a single document, you can use inline as well as document level and external style sheet. If such things happen, so when more than one style sheet applies to a specific tag in a document, the lowest level style sheet has precedence. So, the lowest level style sheet is the inline style sheet, then we have document, then the external style sheet. So, when you have a conflict, when you have applied style by using all the three types of style sheets, and when there is a conflict, inline style sheet has precedence over the document level style sheet, and document level style sheet has a precedence over the external style sheet. Inline style sheets appear in the tag itself. Now, how to apply the style sheet? In case of inline, we have to use this inside the tag itself. We already know how a tag is declared. For example, I am declaring a tag here, say tag P. So, this is a paragraph tag. In the paragraph tag, opening tag, inside this open tag itself, we apply the inline style sheet. Document level style sheet appears in the head of the document, whereas in case of document level style sheet, we use we declare a head tag, as we know. Inside a head tag, we declare a document level style sheet. So, how it is declared, the syntax we will see. In case of external style sheet, are in separate files, potentially on any server on the internet. In case of external style sheet, it is not included in the HTML or XHTML document. External style sheets are kept separate from the HTML, XHTML documents. Written as text files with MIME type text CSS. The external documents are saved with an extension .css, that is cascading style sheet files. Okay, let us go through the formats of each of these style sheet. Now the format of the style sheet, it depends on the level of style sheet which is used. The format of all the three level of style sheet, it is not same, it is a bit different. So format of inline style sheet, how inline style sheets are included. Style sheet appears as a value of style attribute. In case of inline style sheet, it appears as a value of style attribute. The format is given here. Style is equals to property 1, the value, property 2, value. Again, there is a semicolon at the end of every property value pair. So any number of property value pairs can be used to apply the style. Okay, and this appears inside the tag. Now let us go through an example to understand how inline style sheets are applied. Okay, I'll open Notepad++. Okay, so this was our earlier document, if you see here, where we are simply displaying in H1, we are displaying DMS Mandals College of Computer Applications, Belgaum, in the heading tag. So I'll take the same document to demonstrate inline style sheet. When I execute this top.html file, I'll close the other files. Okay, when I execute that, you may get an output like this. Now consider I want some formatting details, I want some presentation details to this. I want the color of this DMS Mandals College of Computer Application to be say red color. Then how I can change the color, a foreground color of this text? For that, I can use style sheet. So I'll use inline style sheet here now. So I'll go back to the code. Inline style sheet, as we know, it is applied or it is used inside the tag itself. It is used in an open tag. So this is our H1 open tag. Inside this, give a space, and we have seen the syntax of inline style sheet. The syntax always starts with style. So style equals to, in double quotes open and close, we can declare the property which we want to set and the value. So any number of property values can be specified as a value of style attribute here. Okay, so inline specified like this. Style is equals to, say I want to change a color, I said, so I'll say the property here, it is color. The value can be specified after a colon. So color is the property name. The value is, say I want a red color, so value is red. I'll save this. I'll just show you the output. I'll go back to the browser. I'll refresh the page. You can see the color is applied, that is red color. Now say I want to even apply the alignment. I want the text, it is now left aligned, you can see. I want it to be center aligned. Then what I can do is, I can add one more property to it. To add one more property, I have to give a semicolon in between, remember. Then the next property I want to apply it is text alignment. So text, you can see if you are having Notepad++, it has IntelliSense, it will give you the options. In the options, you can select text align, colon, the alignment which I want is center. So I'll say center. Just I'll save the file, I'll go back and I'll refresh. Now you can see the alignment is center. Like this, say I want the background color for this DMS bundles. I can apply it. Again I give semicolon in between, then say background color, colon. I'll apply a background color that is say blue. Okay, now you can see background color is applied. I'll change the foreground color now. It was red, I'll make it as white. Okay, see, this is how we can apply presentation details to a document by using CSS, and here we have used inline CSS. Inline in the sense the styles are applied to the line where it is declared. For example, let me again take one more tag. Okay, I'll declare one more here, H1 BK College, I'll say. Okay, I have saved it. I'll execute it. Now you can see even BK College is displayed in H1, but the styles are not applied to the BK College. Styles are only applied to the first H1 tag. Why? Because we have declared style details in the first H1 tag, not in the second H1 tag. That is why it is called as inline, means where you declare it, in which tag you declare it, to that tag it applies, not to the all tags. It is applied in H1 tag of first H1 tag, but it is not applied to the second H1 tag. So inline styles are applied to the tag where you declare it, not to all the tags which appear in the document. Okay, this is important. Okay, now we have understood the syntax of inline style sheet. So next, move to the next level of style sheet, that is the document level style sheet. Okay, in case of document level style sheet, now style sheet appears as a list of rules that are contents of style tag. Document level style sheet we always declare in the head section, we said. So in the head section we have to use a tag called as style tag. Inside the style tag we have to declare the CSS rules has to be declared inside the style tag. The style tag must include a type attribute. The style tag should have a type attribute set to text CSS. The value should be text CSS. The list of rules must be placed in an HTML comment because it is not HTML. It is suggested that the rules has to be put in HTML comments because it is not HTML. CSS is not HTML, and that is the reason it is asked us to put the rules of style sheet in HTML comments. Comments in the rule list must have a different form. Use C comments. Okay. If you want comments in the CSS, you can go for a C type comments, but the complete code has to be included in HTML comment. Let's see an example to understand this. So this is a general form of document level style sheet. We have to use a style tag, then the style tag should have a type attribute. The value of it is text CSS, and the rule list, it has to be included inside the HTML comment tag. You can see this is HTML comment tag, open, and this is close. Inside that the rule list should be declared. Now form of the rule list. How this rule list has to be declared? Its form is selector. In flower bracket we have list of property values. Again property colon values, but it has to be included in flower bracket, and before the flower bracket you should have a selector. Each property value pair has the form property colon value. Each property value has a form property colon value. Pairs are separated again by semicolon, just as in the value of style tag that we have seen in the last example. Okay. here selector is the one to which we want to apply the style. Suppose if you want to apply a style to a tag, say h1 tag, then the selector will become h1. Okay, let us see this with an example so that you will understand it. So I'll just go back to the document. Okay, the same program I'll use. What I'll do is I'll remove the inline style sheet which was applied earlier. I'm removing it. You can see the inline style sheet has been removed. Now if you look at the output, after removing the style sheet, we have a regular output. Now we will use document label style sheet. As it is said, the document label style sheet has to be included in the head tag. So we will declare a head tag. Head is open, head is closed. Okay, document label style sheet is not applied in a particular tag. We have to declare it in a head section. In the head section, we should have a tag called as style tag, as it is shown in the syntax. Style, and there is one attribute of style tag, that is type, which is equals to text slash CSS. Okay, so this is our style tag open and style tag close. Okay, inside the style tag we should have our CSS rule list. In style tag also we need to declare it inside the HTML comment tag. So we should have HTML comment tag open and close. Inside this we will define our style rules. Now there is a format of style rules also. The format is selector. Now I'll show you. The format is selector in flower bracket properties and values. So I'll say selector, I want to apply the style to h1 tag. So my selector is h1. In flower bracket, what we have is property and value. It is property value is same like the inline style sheet. Say I want to apply the color for h1 tag like the earlier case. So I'll apply color colon, I want the color to be blue. Okay, let us see what happens. I have applied color as blue to the h1 tag. Now you can see the color has applied, the blue color has applied, and this is applied to both the h1 tags, unlike the inline style sheet where it is applied to a tag where the inline style sheet appears. But in case of document label style sheet, it applies to all the selectors in the document. I have declared h1, means it will be applied to all the h1s in the document, not to h2 but. If you have any heading tags, h1 heading tag, then it will be applied to all the h1 tags. That is why it is called as document label style sheet. So style rules are applied to the complete document, not to a particular tag. If you want to apply it to a particular tag, you can go for inline style sheet, or there are other ways also. Okay, so we have applied h1 color blue. I can even specify other style rules as well. Say semicolon, then we have applied color as blue. So I'll set a background color, color, I'll say background color as I'll take it as red, and I'll even set text alignment. So text align, that is equals to center. Okay, say save it and let me refresh this. Now you can see the background color has been applied red, the content has been center aligned. So this is how we can apply a document level style sheet. The style rules are applied to a complete document here, not to a single tag. Okay. So I hope you understood document label style sheet. Let's move to the next format, that is the external style sheet. In case of external style sheet, form is a list of style rules as in the content of style tag for document label style sheet. In case of external style sheet, it has to be a separate file. We should create a separate file for external label style sheet, and external label style sheet syntax, it is same like document label style sheet. We have to directly define style property rules and its values. No need of the style tag. Without the style tag, we have to define the rules, and rule set has to be defined in the form of property name value. Okay. As I have said, the external style sheet has to be a separate file, then the HTML file. Then there has to be some link between the HTML file and the external style sheet or a CSS file to apply the style rules which have been defined in CSS file to the HTML file. To link the documents, we use a tag called as the link tag. A link tag is used to specify that the browser is to fetch and use an external style sheet file. So how to link it? We have to use a tag called as link. It has a property relation which is equals to style sheet, type which is equals to text CSS, and one more important attribute is href hyperlink reference, which is equals to the path of our CSS file. This is the path of our CSS file which we want to link, remember, and this is very, very important. You have to link your CSS file here to the attribute href, and then you should close the link tag. Now let us go through an example to understand external label style sheet. I'll go back to our notepad file. Okay, so this is our notepad file. What I'll do is I'll remove those document label style sheet now. So document label style sheet has been removed, and I'll again show you the output. Okay, same. Now I'll go back and I'll create a new file, because external style sheet, it is a separate file. So we will create a new file. In the new file, directly there is no need to use a style any tag here, because this is not an HTML file, this is a CSS file. So directly we can have a form of we can directly specify rules in the format, that is selector in flower bracket property values. So selector, it is h1, I want to apply it to h1. In flower bracket, the color which I wanted to apply is color colon say color, okay, I'll use the same, that is red color. I'll use red, and the background color I'll set, so background dash color equals to blue color. Okay, that's it. I'll just save it. Now it is asking us to save it. I'll save this in the same folder where we have our HTML file. So it is in the folder that is frames, and we have to name this file. Any name can be given. So I'll say CSS demo dot CSS. The extension has to be dot CSS, remember, and save the file. Okay, so file has been saved. Once you save it, come back to your HTML file. Okay, if you directly try to execute the HTML file, see I am executing it, nothing is happening, because this CSS, whichever style we have provided here, it is not applied to the HTML file. There is no link between these two files. We need to link those two files to apply these CSS properties to this top.html. How to link it? In the head section again, we have to use a tag called as link. Okay. This link tag has three different attributes. These attributes are relation, type and href. So first relation rel, it is equals to style sheet then space. Second attribute is type, which is equals to text dash css, and lastly one more important attribute href, which is equals to the URL of your CSS file. Now the CSS file we have saved in the same directory, so directly we can use the name of a CSS file. The name of a CSS file, it is CSS demo. Our CSS file is cssdemo.css. okay, and then we will close this bracket, and the link tag needs to be closed. The link is closed. Okay, so save this file now, HTML file, and now we will execute it again. Now I'll execute it again. Now you can see the styles has been applied, the background blue and the foreground we have set to red. Now if I again change some property rules, now here the foreground is red and the background is blue, I'll again go for alignment. So I'll say text alignment colon center, and if I again go back to the file and if I refresh, now you can see the text has been displayed at the center location. Say I want to apply something additional now. Say this is I have applied to h1 tag. Now I want to apply something to a body tag as well. So body in flower bracket, what I want to apply is background color, and I want to apply a background color that is yellow. Okay, then the flower bracket is closed. Okay, save this. I'll save it and let us verify. Refresh. Now you can see the background color has been changed. The complete page's background color has been changed because body defines our complete page. I have applied the background color to the body, and body defines our complete document, so the yellow color is applied to a complete document. When I applied the background color to h1 tag, it is applied only to this area because h1 tag defines only this area, not the complete document, but body defines a complete document. That is the reason if you apply something to a body, that is applied to a complete page. So I have applied styles to body and it is applied to a complete page. Okay, so this is how you can apply style specifications to the external style sheet specification to a. Now the advantage of this external style sheet you might have understood. Once you define this CSS rules, these rules can be applied to any number of HTML documents. What you have to do is you have to only declare this link tag in that HTML document. I needed it in top.html, I declare it in top.html. If I have one more HTML document, in that HTML document also I can declare the same link tag, and the style details will be applied to that document as well. So like this, any number of documents we can apply the style rules by using external style sheets. In case of document level style sheet, it is applied to a complete document where it is declared. In case of inline style sheet, it is applied to a tag where it has been declared. Okay, so with this we will stop here today. We will continue our discussion of CSS in the next session as well. Thank you.